Welcome to Goals with Soul in 2023. I'm Joanna Ingram and this is Be Magnetic Week. Every day I'm sharing one of our most downloaded manifesting episodes so you can dial up your conscious creator energy to have the business and life you desire, even if you're an overthinker like me. And if manifesting your business success is on your heart and in your vortex for 2023, there is no strategy more essential than creating and expressing your authentic and aligned brand message. Your message powers the energy and intention that attracts your soul-aligned clients, and articulating your truth is the gateway to your next level income results for your coaching business. Being a brand that evokes trust is more important than ever, and all your marketing activity will be more enhanced when you focus on your messaging as priority. I want to help you create your wildly successful results this year starting now. And if you're ready to elevate your client attraction with aligned brand messaging, then access my free on-demand training for coaches, the Magnetic Messaging Masterclass. You'll discover your missing messaging piece to sign soul clients, raise your prices, and stand out in your industry without self-doubt or wasting time and money on audience growth. Simply sign up now by clicking the link in the show notes or go straight to joannaingram.link/masterclass to immediately access the Magnetic Messaging Masterclass. Your message is you. So let's get that clarity to show up as your most courageous, visible self and call in those clients that are meant for you. And now, let's get manifesting.
So how have you been directing your energy lately? Have you been feeling full of vibrancy, optimism, acknowledging your successes? Or has it been a bit different for you? Feeling like, are things really going to go the right way for me? I didn't really do as well as I thought I would. I'm feeling disappointment and frustration, overwhelm. Perhaps you're procrastinating. All of this is so normal. But yet, when we're in that state, it's impossible to move forward with the success that we envisage for ourselves. You know, the vision, the one hopefully you put together at the start of the year. Perhaps you look at it from time to time. I know for myself that it's very easy sometimes to forget the vision or even to feel like I can never achieve it because the day-to-day might seem hard. The things that we need to do might seem just very difficult to imagine actually getting there. And yet, I now know that it is in that pure imagination where the magic happens. And I've been thinking a lot about this lately. I've been looking in ways to raise my own vibration. I've been looking at ways to get back to my source and understand that really my state of mind is everything. It's not what I achieved today from a to-do list perspective. It's about being the person that can achieve all of this, that can make good decisions and can trust. My goodness, how important is trust. We have to have so much faith in the outcome. And in fact, I was talking with my cohort on my program only last night about just this subject. So I'd really like to share this with you so you can listen in to the conversation and what was going on there. And I talk about how we need to do a review to find the successful parts of what we've done. I'm all about iteration. I definitely think we need to review to make it better. But sometimes we forget to review just to celebrate, just to acknowledge the fact that we are stepping forward every single day, every single week, every single month. We're showing up in some way and working on our businesses, working on ourselves, working on our dreams. And I'd love you to listen in right now. So let's dive into this topic today, all about reviewing successes and raising our vibes. Enjoy.
As CEOs of our own business, doing that review, but recognizing successes as well as iterations is so important. And I personally have been learning this the hard way. And I know some of you have been with me in chats where I've been talking about how I just look at things and think, oh, I could have done that better. Why haven't I done more? And actually just taking a moment when people have actually asked me directly and they've said, what exactly have you achieved? Really, what have you achieved? And I start saying, well, I did this and, you know, I did my first program. And why are you not taking a moment to give yourself that energy that comes from feeling like this is happening rather than what's not happening? So that's really what today's about, because I think that we all do that too much. But tell me in the chat, like, if that's like resonates a bit for you, if you're like, you know what, I do move on a little too quickly, and sometimes I put myself down or depreciate what I have achieved and don't take that time and just move on way too quick. I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things that whether or not you feel that you've done enough, the truth is you've done more than you think you have. And first of all, congratulations for showing up. You know, the reality is that you are playing full out for yourselves. You keep turning up, showing up, you join a program, you show up, you do the work. Some things do well, some things you want to iterate, but well done, you're showing up. And a lot of it's about this success mindset. I hadn't really thought of what it was called before, but I looked it up, and it's called a success mindset. And it's literally about focusing on what you've accomplished and not just what you haven't. And you might remember all the way back to our session together in January. And I talked about that quote from Tony Robbins. You're probably familiar with it. He says, where focus goes, energy flows. And the thing is, and I'm learning this more than ever, is that we create the reality around our thoughts. We create our reality. And it's as simple as our own thoughts and our own feelings. And if you're familiar with Abraham Hicks, you're probably familiar. I don't want to labor it if you're not, but you know, it's all about manifesting. And they basically say that to manifest more success, you have to be grateful and acknowledge the success that you currently have and feel good about it. You have to, it's all about how you feel. It's about creating that energy via your feelings. Thoughts, feelings, they're attached. And we just have to wire ourselves to feel good about what we're doing, because only that way can more good come and can more good grow of it. It was interesting sort of sharing a bit about how I've been the last sort of month or so. As you all know, I'm all about action, and I achieve a lot and I push myself, and I say push myself, it's who I am. It's just a very natural way for me to be. But I think that the downside to that is often that I will defer to the doing and not really think about the mindset work behind it. And that leads me through, you know, ups and downs. And I'd got in a place where, although I think when I wrote it down, I was like, what have I done in the last few months? I was like, wow, you know, I've achieved some phenomenal things I'm so proud of. I realized that I was actually energetically really low. And not just because I'd been working very hard, but because I'd sort of lost my way, and the to-do list became king. And it was like, do. And the hours were racking up and the happiness quotient was going down. And I've actually had a lot of self-realization over the last probably couple of weeks, and realized that I'd let the self-care go. You know, I was doing the bare minimum, but whereas in the past I was doing my journaling and I was making sure I meditated and I was making, you know, all the things that we all know are important to support our well-being. Although this time last year, and when I was still in corporate, I was doing all of those things. When I became an entrepreneur, I was too busy to do those things, and I didn't need them anymore. I don't know. Something was like, oh no, it's okay. I've got this now. Look at me. Whoosh, check me. And actually, I realized that wasn't working. And so now I've made a commitment to my life coach, as well as myself, that it's non-negotiable about doing those things for myself. Getting up in the morning and doing the journaling, expressing some gratitude, doing a 1-minute meditation, which is all I'm committing to. But, you know, making sure that I do that 1 minute to start bringing forth that energy, which is why, you know, at the beginning of this session, I spoke with such passion about the energy thing, because it's actually been a light bulb for me over the last couple of weeks. And I've been bringing that energy back into what I'm doing. And I'm doing less hours and I'm working less hard. And I'm just letting things unravel on their own, and less attachment to outcome. And as I said, look, if it takes me 6 months longer to be in a position that I want to be in, then so be it. But as anyone who's a massive proponent of the law of attraction and manifesting will tell you, is nope, once you get in that zone, it'll probably come quicker. Once you get out of your own way, once you start being vibrant and energetic, the flow, the inspiration, it will all just come. And I'm sitting waiting, hopefully, with no, I'm not holding on to the outcome. I'll just be like, I feel that I'm moving closer to it, and whatever that means, it's a good thing.
So maybe this conversation today has resonated with you. Have you looked back and acknowledged your successes? I'd love to invite you today to take a moment, take out a piece of paper, write at the top of it 3 things I've achieved in the last month that have made me really proud and maybe even a little surprised. What is it that you've achieved that perhaps you've brushed over? You've said, oh yeah, that was okay, but it could have been better. Or it was all right, but... Anything that you have said but after, go back and ask yourself, really, what could I celebrate? And if you're struggling, use that word could. What could I celebrate about this? What could I acknowledge about myself in the last month that I have achieved for my business? And my second invitation to you today is about that subject of raising our vibration and trusting. Is there an area in your life right now that perhaps you've let it go? You've let your self-care drop. You've let something that was really important to you before become something that you just don't have time for. Perhaps it was journaling, perhaps it was meditation, perhaps it was exercise or eating well. Whatever it might have been, something that supported you in the past that you have, for one reason or another, downgraded in the importance and priority in your life right now. I'd love to invite you to rediscover, or in fact find, that one thing that can help you find that peace and trust that knows you're heading in the right direction. And the reality is, if you do believe in manifesting, and certainly my belief is growing every day, that this is what unlocks the door to that. Starting to celebrate successes and feel the emotion of happiness, of joy, of all the good emotions, the good feelings, and to project that forward with a level of trust that you know that this is part of your life now and it will only grow in the future. And from this place of good feeling and trust, take action. Take inspired action. Go forward and do something amazing this week that if you were in a lower vibration, you would not have done. Have an awesome action-packed week. Take care. Bye now.
I hope that you're enjoying Goals with Soul Be Magnetic Week. Make sure to tune in to all 7 episodes. And if you haven't yet accessed the free Magnetic Messaging Masterclass, head on over to the link now to sign up and access the training. You will learn how to discover your missing messaging piece to sign soul clients, raise your prices and stand out in your industry without self-doubt or wasting time and money on audience growth. You can get that at joannaingram.link/masterclass to start 2023 by manifesting your brand message.